Gold Star Promotions is proud to present Floyd Money Mayweather. The man himself is coming to the UK for his UK tour, February and March 2020. For all info and tickets, Gold Star Promotions, the host of UK.
Big boys get moving fast, you get a lot of knockouts.
Ultimate Boxer heavyweight. He's just going to be swinging bombs from the ceiling.
Free treatment around of our health.
This is Ultimate Boxer.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with Chris Eubank Jr. It's great to see you. I did not expect to see you here in Vegas.
Well, I've been out here for the last 4 or 5 weeks training, so
I didn't know that.
yeah, obviously making my American debut, New York, December 7th, so 2 weeks, and I'm feeling great. Back down at 160, which is my natural weight, even though I am, super middleweight, IBO super middleweight world champion at the moment. I've never been a natural super middleweight. I've never been a natural 168 pounder. I'm having breakfast the day before the day of every weigh-in to make 160. So it's nice now to be able to fight against guys my own size, not 20, 30 pounds heavier than me.
Matt Korobov has said that he doesn't consider you to be very disciplined. He considers himself to be more disciplined than you. What do you make of that?
I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what he means by discipline. Did he say specifically what he meant by that? Discipline. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out on the night who's more disciplined. But, Matt is, he's a very experienced guy. Got the same record, 28-2. It's definitely not a fight I'm taking lightly. It's my American debut. I've got to go out there and make a statement.
Exactly.
So I'm excited.
Last time I saw you, you had just taken on a trainer for the first time in your career. Like someone really in your corner advising you, putting you on like a schedule and
That's right, Nate Vasquez,
right.
who is based out here, which is one of the reasons why I've had my training camp out here.
So talk to me a bit about that, because it does sound a bit crazy when you think, what do you mean what do you mean you don't have a trainer or you haven't had a trainer? What was behind all that? Like, what made you not want to have a trainer all those years?
It wasn't that I didn't want to, I never felt the need to, because I had so much success without one.
Yeah.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? That's how the saying goes. I was so comfortable with the way that I trained myself, giving myself my own schedule, doing what I thought was best in the gym. I didn't look for an official trainer. Obviously, my father, Ronnie Davis, they were always around guiding me, but in terms of like being in with me day in, day out, training me, coming up with strategies, getting specific sparring, I never had that my entire career.
So when you look back on the 2 losses that you have had, right? When you look back on that now that you have a trainer, do you think that it could have been very different had you done that sooner, or do you still think that the outcome would have been?
Who knows?
Because only you really know what type of growth you've been able to really feel and see within yourself with now having a trainer.
At the same time, I've only had one for 1 fight.
Yeah.
I'm still very happy with the way my career turned out. Those 2 losses were not definitive losses. I didn't get knocked out. I didn't get stopped. Very close. So they're not career-ending losses, and I've come back bigger and stronger each time. If I'd had a trainer, would that have changed anything? Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. But the point is, now I have a real focus in my training camp now. I have a schedule, I have a format that I am abiding by, and I'm definitely seeing the benefits of that.
Do you think that you'll ever want to go back up to 168? Do you think you can kind of do both, or do you prefer to stay at 160?
Listen, I want to stay and fight guys my own size for as long as I can.
Yeah.
When the day comes, if the day comes where I can't make 160 anymore, then go back up to 168. But as of right now, even at 30 years old, my metabolism is quick. I burn food off.
Right.
I burn through everything.
I hate you.
So I can do the 160. So for as long as I can do 160, I think the smartest, most responsible thing for me to do would be stay at that weight.
Right. Well, two guys I could think of at 160 that would be a great matchup would obviously be with Canelo and with Triple G. But both of them are on different networks and signed with different promoters. Do you feel that's going to, there's the chance that it may not happen because of that reason? Or do you have a contract where you're flexible with going over to different networks? How does that work?
You know, those are the two big names in the middleweight division. Those are the two fights that I would love. And those are the two fights that I believe my style would be devastating. Would it be hard to make? You know, if it makes money, it makes sense. And I believe with my style being so as exciting as it is, as relentless as I am, people will want to see that fight. Every day is like, when are you going to fight them? When are you going to fight them?
Right.
You want to see that fight. You know, I'm not gonna be like Kovalev. I'm not gonna go and, you know, just jab and pitter patter and just wait till I get knocked out. I'm going there to take away spirit. I'm going in there to not back down, to go in there and take the fight to these guys, which is what everybody wants to see at the end of the day. They don't want to see people in survival mode for the whole fight. So, you know, I don't see why those fights can't be made, and I will try my best to try and push for those fights in 2020.
Two guys that we would want to have seen you against, again, would have been Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith, had you stayed at 168. Two really big domestic fights over in the UK. Can I just get your thoughts on each of them? I know that you had, obviously, words and history with Billy Joe. I know you recently made comments about him needing a payday. What were your thoughts on his most recent American debut on the KSI versus Logan Paul undercard? And
that fight was embarrassing, man. Especially for someone who's a drug cheat, you should be able to perform better than that. It was terrible. The guy's not a draw. Nobody cares about Billy Joe Saunders in terms of, you know, who is he fighting. They only want to see me fight him. That's the only fight he's got. But I'm not holding my breath. It's been so many years now. There's so many other huge names out there for me that you know, that's kind of by the wayside at the moment, especially now that he's at 168. Callum Smith, again, it will be a great fight if it happens, but you know, 168 is not the division I'm in right now. If and when I move back up, you know, those fights will be back on my radar. But for right now, Matt Korobov, December 7th, and then after that, I want the big boys in the middleweight division. I want the Canelos, and I want the Triple Gs.
as of lately, we've been seeing gaps between your fights. In 2020, how often do you want to fight? How active do you want to stay?
Minimum 3. I was supposed to fight 3 times this year. Obviously, that unfortunately didn't happen. Only got to be fighting twice. But now that we've got the ball rolling, now that I'm kind of set up out here in America, I believe that I'm going to be able to have a very active 2020.
I can only imagine for yourself when you're the son of Chris Eubank Sr. How is it? How do you refrain from sort of getting? How do you create your own legacy when people are continuously or constantly comparing you to his legacy? Is it challenging for you?
Everything's a challenge, especially in the sport of boxing.
And it's always there, you know what I mean?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
And that's something that from very early on I understood that I would just have to come to terms with and embrace, not be mad about and be upset about. It is what it is. My father's done so much in the sport. We have the same name. I'm in the same sport. We're always going to be compared. It doesn't matter what I do. So that in itself is part of my legacy. But you know, for me, it's not about what my father did and trying to be better than him or whatever. It's about being the best fighter I can be in this day and age. And I'm on a very, very good path right now.
You're still relatively young. How many more years? I don't mean it like that.
Yeah, you're young, and you know you got. Now I'm relatively young.
I'm easily 5 or 6 years older than you, so trust me, I mean it by no insult.
Painful. But yeah, I'm 30 years old. I'm in the prime of my career. I got 2, 3, 4 years of prime, solid fight in me before naturally you start to I'm not going to say decline, but you know.
I mean, look, Father Time it happens to everybody.
It does, you know. Once you start getting to those mid-30s, then you know things change.
Can I tell you something? I'm 35, okay, and I have never had to work out so fucking hard in my life to lose a few pounds. I have gone so hard this last month, and do you know what? I lost 3 pounds. Three, that's it. I'm like, okay, this is shitty. This is not cool.
Eating after those workouts, that's the thing.
I'm super clean, no alcohol, nothing. Just absolutely just on it. And every day, an hour and a half of cardio, mixing it up with weights. And I swear to God, it's so challenging.
Yeah, well, that's Father Time for you.
Yep.
Nobody can escape it. And that's exactly why at this stage of my career, I want the names now. I want these big fights because I don't want to get them when Father Time starts knocking at my door.
Yeah.
I want them now when I'm still fresh. And I've been in big fights. I've been in some tough fights, but I haven't had a lot of wars to where it brings my clock down. I'm still very fresh. I don't have any serious injuries. Yeah, I mean, I'm not low on the miles, but I don't have any bad injuries. You know, I don't have any arm problems everyone has little things here and there, but I've never had any surgeries. I've only ever been cut once, and that's, healed up nice. So yeah, there's still so much more left in me, and I can't wait to introduce and show that to the American public now.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Sorry for that flub. Went right over my head. I think I need to have dinner.
Happens to the best of us.
All right. Well, I'll catch up with you soon, and nothing but the best on December 7th. All right. Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans. It's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking the icon right here, and also hit the bell button so that you can get alerts every time we upload a new video.